Over the weekend, Donald Trump announced that he was imposing tariffs on 8 different countries in Western Europe with regard to what to do with Greenland and his attempt to purchase Greenland from Denmark. This is not the sort of thing that should come as a surprise to anyone because Trump has been doing things like this pretty much since the day he took office in his second term. It is disruptive, however, when you think about what happens with capital markets whenever he engages in these shenanigans. When he did the so-called Liberation Day tariffs in April of 2025, markets took a severe tumble downward. Now, as we head into January of 2026, he is doing something on a smaller, more limited scale with only 10% tariffs on only 8 countries. But again, markets are reacting negatively, and things like gold are surging as a result to the uncertainty that is being caused and turmoil being caused by his announcement. First off, whatever you do with your investing, as you make better wealth decisions, you should think about the world as it is. We talk often about how we are in a new world order. We have a prime minister who is talking about how we as a country need to be more resilient to deal with the world as it is, not as it once was, not as we would like it to be. And the way that really hits home is when you think about what Trump has already done and what we can reasonably expect going forward. I don't think anyone honestly expects Greenland to allow itself to be sold to the United States in the first half of 2026. Well, if that is in fact what happens and Greenland remains part of Denmark until June, Trump has already said that he will increase the tariffs on those 8 nations from 10% to 25%. So don't say you don't see it coming. Don't say you're surprised. This is the sort of thing that we know already. It's baked in. We've been told in advance, markets should be reacting accordingly. This is going to happen. And if you think a 10% announcement in January is bad, then surely to goodness, you should also recognize that a 25% new tariff, a bump up of 15% 5 months from now, will make things considerably worse still. You can do whatever you have to do or want to do with your investing, but please do whatever you do with your eyes open and recognize that the world has changed. And as you go through your decision-making process, do so in a way that recognizes the world as it is, not as it once was, not as you would like it to be, but as it actually is, because that's what we're dealing with now. And you need to be clear-eyed and realistic in the way you make your decisions. This has been Weekly Wealth Update, a Make Better Wealth Decisions podcast dedicated to explaining how current events impact your portfolio and the wealth decisions you make. Tune in for commentary on how the news of the week affects your portfolio and your thinking.